Hello my crafting friends, how are we all doing today? It's me, it's Angela, and welcome. Wow, I have decided to do a little project today which I'm going to use as the topper for my journal cover for my latest project, which is the Spring Splendor kit. So yeah, I'm having fun making that journal and really nearing the end. We've still got a few tutorials to do, but yeah, we are coming towards the end. So I thought I would show you the topper, and then on Friday I will show you how I'm going to actually arrange that on the front of my journal. So yeah, let's get started. So today I've got quite a selection of things in front of me. These are the 3 ephemera pieces that I'm going to use. So I've got this little card, this little one, which I've just added a scrap of lace and a little bit of tulle, and I've just sewn across there as I was sewing around. I do back all mine onto the lace background sheets that you know I love to use. And then I've got a tag, which I'm going to put a little bit of a decoration on this tag. So these are the 3 bits I'm going to use. I have got a little collage of stuff that I'm going to use as well. I did pull out some seam binding. This is rayon seam binding. I'm going to use a little bit of that. I've got a little bit of my vintage pink lace. I did pull out 2 of these sort of, I call them jewelry tags, price tags. I'm going to use these. So I found them in my cupboard from a long while back. I've got a little bit of baker's twine. I have, don't laugh, but this is me, isn't it? I have the tiniest 2 scraps. That's pink gingham and the yellow background page, and I'm going to stick them onto one of those with a few bits. So yes, gosh, those are tiny. I've got a little button there from the buttons collection. I'm using another little button on there, and I just used 2 of my paper flowers. I'm going to use one of these daisies. A little scrap bit of this, which I have just sewn in a ruffle. I did use this punch of mine. What is the make of this? Just cut DP Craft. I actually got this second hand. It makes these banners. You can easily cut these yourself by hand. So yeah, it came in a bundle with a pile of other punches I was looking at. So I made with the yellow daisy background flower page, I've made 3 yellow ones and 3 pink gingham ones. Right, so we're going to use those. Then I've cut 2 die cuts. This is lovely lemon and a pink. These are from the wildflower stems. Sizzix die cuts. I'm going to use those. I've got a little piece of music paper. I've torn this from my typewriter words, Bloom and Grow. And this is just a scrap of the yellow background paper, the same as that little scrap there. That must be the tiniest scraps I've ever used, but we're going to use them. All right, so that's all the little bits and bobs. And then I am going to use a couple of these. These are from Hobbycraft here in the UK, but I'm sure you can get something at your hobby store. These are tiny little flowers, and if I can measure them I will tell you. So let's see if I can. They are 1 centimeter, so in inches that is just short of ½ an inch. Yeah, so I'm going to use a couple of those. And then we got an envelope, and I'm going to show you today how to take an envelope. I'm not going to give you dimensions because it's not the size I want to use, but I'm going to show you how you can take any envelope and make it the size you want. All right, so that's the first thing. So this one looks like this, but we're going to cut it down. And then I've got 2 pieces of paper. This is going to go on the front of my envelope, so let's hope I cut the right size. It's from pink background paper, and I have used my embossing die just to emboss it to give it a bit of texture. And then this is the yellow lace page, which is from the background pages for the Spring Splendor. And I'm going to use that as well just to back the envelope. All right, so that's what we're going to do. That was a lot of stuff, wasn't it? I am going to use some Victorian velvet. I'm going to do this first so it can dry. just on one of these little tags. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to size this envelope and we're going to go for it. All right, so let's do that. So now what I did was I took a little scrappy bit. So I've got a little scrappy bit of paper here. I got my Victorian velvet. You want to just get that over there, and then take one of your little tags. You might have a tag cutter that makes these. I've got one that's I bought second hand, or actually Carol gave it to me, which is a narrower tag. So if you've got that from Stampin' Up, that would work. Right, so I'm gonna take this. I'm holding this here with my finger, and you just want to color that up. Now, depending how much you rub on here, it will depend how dark it's going to go. All right, so I say because you want that to dry off a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to leave it on there and put that to the side for a little later. So we've got that one drying. Oops. Get off my finger. Right, there we go. So that's that. Now we want to take our little envelope here. So the size that we are wanting to cut is 4 1/4 wide. So let's get the pencil. 4 1/4. I've made a little mark this end. Yes, 4 1/4. All right. Now I have the flap on this side, so we'll leave the flap open just in case you wanted to do this for a different project in your journal and you didn't have the right size envelope. So what you do is you cut off the section where you've measured. So I'm going to just do that quickly. All right, so cut off the section where you want. So this is the width that I want. And I'm going to cut this off like that. All right. Now, if you're wanting to still have a flip out or use this flap, but your envelope was too big, what you can do is take this bit now and fit it into your envelope. All right. So at the smaller size. If I can just get my goodies to work. All right. So you want to just play ball guy envelope or else. Right, so you want to get that back in there. You might need to bevel the edge a bit, but it just means that you would tuck that a little bit more further in. I've got that there. All right. So now you have a narrower envelope from one that's not so wide. All right, and you can just glue that down and you'd still have your flap here. All right. Now, it doesn't matter if you want to have a shorter envelope. I'm going to do that now while this is in here, just to show you. I want to measure, now that we've got 4 1/4, and 4 1/4 in centimeters is 10 1/2, just over. All right. Now, I also want to cut this envelope into 2 pieces so that I have got pockets. Okay. So I want to, let me give you the measurement first. So in centimeters, we're looking at 13 1/2, and in inches, we are looking at just over 5 1/4. All right. It doesn't have to be exact because that's not crucial. So I'm just going to put this over here and cut this across. So we want to, if you just cut that in half, flap and all. All right. You now have your flap on there, and you could put it on there, for example, or turn it around and over there, but the opening's at the top there. All right, so that's how you would cut down an envelope, and if you still want the flap. If you don't want the flap, it doesn't matter. I don't need the flap today, so I'm going to take it out. And you could keep that flap for something else, even if you just make the paper part out of normal printer paper and use the flap. So, nothing goes to waste. So we have this bit here, and we have this bit here. So we've cut it down to 4 1/4, and we have now got the other bit as well. All right, so I have 2 pieces now. Now I think this one I might need to cut a little bit off. I just want to see. So yeah, I'm just going to measure this a little bit and take a bit off the top here. So let's do that quickly. Right, so I've got that there, and I'm going to stick this on here. So let's get that piece stuck down. I think I'm going to just use my art glitter glue for this. Right, so I want to just get this piece stuck down. Now before I do that, I've got an opening here. I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on the side just to make a pocket here quickly, like that. Okay, so we've got a pocket now, and then this little bit can go right there. Okay, let's get this down. Okay, so we'll get that down like that. Centralize that bit. I just did a little bit of embossing on here just to give it a little bit of texture, which I quite like. Okay, so we've got that bit done. I'm going to get this stuck on the back. Now I've used the lemon lace paper, as I said, and that's going to go on there, and that one's made for size, correct size, so all good. Yeah, and I do love using envelopes. I was going through looking for the right envelope and I couldn't find one, and then I thought, and you know, I must have 1,000 envelopes that are used and that I've received from people, and of course my own, and all birthday envelopes, just everything. And I couldn't find it. I thought, no, this is a good opportunity. I'm not going to make a mess here anymore. I'll just show people what to do if you don't have the right size envelope, because I'm sure that happens to all of us. Right, this one is ultimately going to end up on here, but I want to do a few things to it before I assemble that bit there. So this is where a couple of things are going to come into play, and I think I'm going to start off with this. Now what I'm going to do is I want to, on this side, or yeah, let's go this side, I'm going to make a bow first of all with this. Now this is my way of doing it, you know, a bow off the actual item itself. I find this easier, and that's what I'm going to do. So we've got a bow, and I'm happy with that. That was good. I want to put it over there, right? And I'm going to cut that as well. So let's cut that there and there. And I don't think that goes to waste. I have a lovely tub over there with all sorts of pieces just like that. Now I'm going to wrap this around over here. So we'll do that. And I want to get it fairly close to the edge there. All right, so let's try and get that as close as we can to the top, and then that's going to be the base for what I'm doing. Shaking off the label, and then I'm going to stick this on the edge here like that. All right, so we've got 2 bits here to do, so let's move that off. Let's get this on here because it'll go through the ribbon, so keep the glue pretty thin. All right, so there we go with that. So I'll stick this one on first, like this. All right, and then I'm going to stick this close to the top, as I said. And then you can wrap it round, but really I'm not going to waste it. I can use this in other things, so I'm just going to chop those off and keep those bits for tags or whatever. And then I'll just get some more. It doesn't matter how thick you do it on the other side. This is just to hold it in place. And try not to go over that edge there if you can help it. Right, so that's just to finish it off and keep it nice and neat. And then I want to just trim this little bit here. And you know, I will scrap all these bits. I've taken out of my little bit container today So that just shows you. Right, that's going to now go over here. If I got these the right, I think this one's just ever so slightly longer. So yeah, it's not a good thing to look at it, because in the end I'll have no ribbon left by the time I've trimmed it all. Okay, so that one's ready to go. We'll get to that. Do the little taggy bits. So let's just put that to the side. Or actually what we can do is, oh, I forgot to, sorry guys, right, I forgot to just glue the side down here, so we can make sure that's a pocket as well. Yeah, so just glue that side there. Right, we've got that done, and then we can go and put this directly on top of this. So really easy way to make pockets. Now stick this whole thing down. Right, and then we want to just be mindful of the edge of, I want to corner to corner. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got this little bit here as well, and I'm going to use this for the little tags that we were looking at earlier. So our little tag here is dry, and I'm going to take out this white thread like that. Now it's a little bit of white on the top, but you're not going to see that. And then I want to take this one, I'm going to use 2 of these, so like that, and I'm going to distress this one just a little bit on the edges. Now most of this one is going to be covered with those little minute scraps that I had. Gotta love it, don't you? So that one's gone a bit ivory now, and then I think I'm going to need the tweezers. So I've got the little gingham scrap. Gosh, it's tiny. I do like to challenge myself with these things. You see, it doesn't, any scrap can be used. You gotta just laugh at yourself sometimes, Angela. Right, so let's get that down onto the ivory one. All right, so we're gonna not worry too much about it going off a little bit off. And I think before I do that, I'm gonna just thread this through so, so it doesn't cover the hole, just in case it does. Sorry. I think I'm going to have a sip of my water here next to me. I've got something scratching in my throat. Hang on a moment. Sorry, guys. Right, that's better. Yeah, the weather's got drier. So, okay, then my next little mini scrap, I'm going to stick that one as well, just over there. So we're making a very tiny collage. And this one we can just put next to it like that. There, how cute is that? Oh my gosh, right. This little one sounds like this little piggy went to market. Gosh, I haven't said that one for ages. Right, so I've got a little flower from here, a cream one, and then I'm going to use this tiny little button that came in the buttons. I'm going to stick that on there because you do, you know. So let's do that. These are the smallest little embellishments, but you know, you've got to have fun making these things, don't you? So you see, you can use the smallest scrap to do whatever it is that you want. Now, where is my glue pen? Here it is. Oh my gosh. Right. Everything's moving all around. Okay. Back we go. Right, so I want to just get a little bit of glue over here just for this button. Like that. And I want to just be sure which way is the right way. That's the wrong way. That's the right way. It's easier to use the little tweezers. Right, so we've got that little button on there, and this is going on the front, so I'm not too worried about any bulk. And then this little one is going to go on there. Yeah, so it's got a lovely dusky pink color. I like it. Right, and then we'll put this one over here. So those are together. I'm going to now make a little bow here as well. I think I need to glue them so they stay in place. So let's just put a little dab of glue there, and then just get them at an angle. So that will be good. And then I'm going to get those stuck on there, and we're going to put a little bow in them. Now I really wanted it to be the other side, so let me just rethread this. Luckily I have the holes that I can do that, right? So it's that way. All right, so they're stuck together nicely. I'm going to then make the knot there and a little bow of these together. It's fiddly work today, ladies. Yeah, there we go. Right, and then I'm going to just, I think what I've got to do is just turn that around and make a little knot first before I chop the end off. Like that, and then the same on this side. Okay, so there we go. We've got those two together. How sweet are they? Just adorable. And we're going to layer that up here. So I'm going to get that stuck on over there, and this going to go over like that. So I think if I get that there, I'm just looking at positioning now. Yeah, so that's there. Let's make a little pencil mark. Love the pencil marks for positioning. And you know, you don't see them, and if you do, you can always, you know, use your eraser and get rid of it, but I line them up so that you don't have that problem. Okay, so now I've got my little pencil mark, and it's going to go just there. There we go. Sweet as a button. Oh, that's cute as a button. Right, so there we go. And then this one can come out a little bit, I think. And then this one can go on top of that, like that. We're getting there, we're getting there. I just want to tweak that. And then get this fabric tack onto the back here. Okay, we're doing well. Right, while I'm waiting for that to run down, let me just grab this little glass here. I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to carry on. So now what we want is those little banners. Yeah. We also want this as well. So this I'm going to put a little bit over there. We're going to get this sort of together like that. So I'm going to put that there, that there, and that there. Right, let's do that one while we're waiting. I do love all these exciting little bits and bobs. It is very fussy, so if it's not for you, I do apologize, but you know, at the end you have a really pretty project, and this can go on the top of a journal, which is what I'm going to do, but of course you can also put it in your journal. You know, it could make a lovely journal project as well. Yeah, right, just getting that positioning right. You can use it with the flip out and make a flip out in your journal on one of the pages, so it doesn't have to go onto the cover. It's all up to you. Bloom and grow. Our lives are just like gardens, aren't they? And it needs lots of tendering, watering, love, and talking to, even if it's ourselves. Right, let's get that just over there. So that's that bit. It's looking gorgeous. I'm loving it already. This one just needed to be a bit loopier down there like that. Okay, now while I'm sure that the glue must have run down by now, it has, I'm going to now position this just over here and make sure that I get glue onto the other bits there as well. And then I'm going to just tweak it so it sticks down like that. All right. Okay, and then the little paper flower, got a little hydrangea petal and another one, and one of those small buttons again from the button collection, and I'm going to stick that on the top there. Now I suppose if you've got a glue gun, and I do, so I could have got it, you know, it's easier for adding this on there, but it's nothing like a bit of brute force. That's what I say. Yeah, just press it down, and if you've got one of those big clips, which I do fortunately, we will do that. Oh, it's just a bit short, so that's not going to work, but yeah, just keep pressing it down, you know, like that. All right, I think it's going to do its thing, so that's all right. Now I want to arrange my little banners, so we're going to go yellow, pink, yellow, pink, yellow, I think. I don't think I need all of them, I need 5. So I'm going to just see how it goes. If we start there, and just seeing how wide I need to make this, like that. And the last one's going to just peek off the edge. That'll look cute, won't it? Right. Now guys, I have made this project before, if you're wondering. long ago, like 3 years ago. And I thought, when I was going through my journal, I thought, you know what, this is perfect for a top of a journal, and that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so we're making a little, is it a garland, or no, what do we call this? Bunting, that's the word. I had the word today. Oh, how exciting. Normally it eludes me. Right, so this is looking so cute. Spring bunting. How lovely is that? So yeah, I've recreated this from a project I did a couple of years ago, at least 3 years ago. Yeah. And you know what? What does that tell you? There's nothing wrong with doing a project like this again, because every time you do it, this is not how the other one looked. It's similar, but the idea is the same, but it looks completely different. Right, so that one's going to go just off the edge, and I like that. I like things going a little bit off the edge. Right, this is where we don't need that one. That's sticking down beautifully. It's all, as my daughter would say, Gucci. So there's the bottom pocket pretty much done. I'm happy with that. I just want to stick a couple of these pink flowers on now, and then we finished with most of the faffing. And I love a faff. Right, let's just get out a couple of these. So, too many things going on here. Right. I'm going to, I think I'm just going to put 2 on. So I'm going to put 2 on like that. So yeah, let's get. All right, so we've got that drying there perfectly. The back is ready to go. With the other one, I actually stitched around there, but you don't need to do that. Right, so we've got all of that there. What I wanted to do with some of these quickly, I stuck a little piece of lace that I was gifted, which is absolutely stunning. I love it. I've put a little scrap, and this is where my little box of tricks full. Let me just grab that box there quickly. Look at this. I have got look at all those scraps in there. This is just full of scraps. And those ones I cut off earlier, they'll end up in here. And I find lots of inspiration in this box. Can you believe it? So I have pulled out these bits from there. And I also have this little scrap which I took out from there. And I want to stick that, instead of a ribbon, I'm going to stick that on the top there. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. I nearly took the water and put that on instead of the glue. But luckily it's in a bottle. Right. Yeah, I was listening to Cindy Ruff the other day. So Cindy from My Altered Muse, and she was saying that she knocked tea over or coffee over on her craft table, and it messed everything. And I tell you, was it Cheryl? Was it Cindy? Cheryl, was it you? And that you should never have drinks on your desk, which is the truth. I never, except for bottled water. So I've got my water here, but it's got a lid on. That's it. Other than that, anything, food or tea, I like to drink tea a lot in the day, I remove it right out of this room. And I've got like a staircase just going downstairs, and it's got a little wall. I put it there so that I know when I go down it's got to go out, because I can just imagine what would happen. Now this little daisy I'm going to stick on the top there. I could put it on here. Which one, guys? I could put it on there. I don't want to make loads of them. I quite like that one like that. I think I'm going to stick it on there. Right, so let's do that. Well, actually I like that. Let's stick it on here. Right, I'm going to stop it now. It's gone. Too late. It's done. Right, which is the right side that is. Okay, let's see. Is it in the middle-ish? Right, middle-ish. Right, so there's it. Those are the 3 little bits that are going to go in here. Right, so all I want to do now is take my 2 die cuts. I want to tuck them in here. I'm not actually going to glue them. I'm just tucking them. Right, so like that. And then this one. Like that. All right, when I glue that into my journal, I'll make sure that these are fastened down or attached properly. Yeah, I want them leaning out a little bit. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to arrange these. So we've got the pocket at the back here, and that I'm going to put in the tag. Right, so that's that. And then we've got this little one that's going into the pocket that we just made with the bottom part of the envelope. Right, we'll get that one that side, and then this one here with a little bit of writing on the other side like that, and then we can pull those up a bit, and there we have our little topper ready to go. All right, so you can still write bits and pieces on there, you know, on these little ephemera cards or whatever, but it's going to look really nice on the top of our journal cover. And I will show you on Friday how I'm going to put bits below this with some lace and fabric and paper, and how we're going to layer it up. All right, so what do you think? Did you have fun? Are you going to give it a go? I hope so. Yeah. Right, everyone, that is our little Tuesday project. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I always love working with this kit, and I'm going to be sad when it's over. But I will tell you that I have a very exciting project that I'm currently working on. And I have just about finished. I've finished all the designer pages. I've got to just work on the background pages and then the other 2 add-on and ephemera kits, which seem to go faster once I've got the main thing down. Right, I hope that you have a fantastic week. Go and give this a try. We're going to use this piece as it is here on Friday to do our cover and layer up the front of our journal. I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. Please go and have a look at Cheryl at the Journal Cottage, and of course Cindy from my Altered Muse. They are my design team members, and they're using a lot of my different kits to show you projects that I haven't even thought of, which are amazing. All right, so please go and share the love, and I'll see you on Friday. Stay well, everyone. Bye-bye.